Hello everyone, happy Sunday. Hope you're having a good day. I wanted to videotape my next couple pages that I did. This was my first one that I showed last week. I did end up putting the date 1823. Still have not finished all my sewing, but it's a good start. So I have that block done, and what I'll do is I'm going to sew that onto this mustard colored linen. I love this linen. I buy it off Etsy. It comes in all different colors, and the mustard is one of my very favorites. It comes from a shop called Kimono Momo. Kimono Momo. And they're Japanese textiles, and I just love them. They come in all colors. She sells a lot of other things on there too. So I will be sewing this down to that. That will be my first page. And then next will be these two pages. For the wreath prompt, I decided to go with a little penny wreath. I'm sure you've seen penny rugs and penny table, what do you call them? Table runners and little penny mats that you can make. I just love them. They're just sweet and simple and primitive. So I made a little wreath with those and blanket stitched around the edges. And before I put them down, I decided to put this background down that I printed out onto cotton. On my computer, it looked like it was black and white, a checked black and white pattern. But when I printed it out, it came out to be kind of a bluish gray. But I really like it because it's kind of faded looking, and it makes the wreath stand out more. So you know how mistakes happen, and usually they're often better than what you would have done. So I was very happy with that. And I just put that down and did a running stitch all around here and there, and then I put down my little pennies, and I decided I wanted to put a greeting in the middle. So I had a stamp that said Good Tidings, and I thought that was very appropriate for this era. And what I did was I used my stamping tool, which you've probably seen. This is really a very useful item to have. It just saves me from having to restamp several times, because what you can do is, this is what I did. I found a circle that was going to fit there, and I just put it on here and put my little magnets on. This is magnetic, of course. And then I took my little rubber stamps, put them down where I wanted it to go. And when I brought it up, it sticks to this plastic, if you can see that. And then I stamped these. And then when you put it down, well, it's in a different spot now, but when you put it down, it will go right where you had placed it initially. I hope that makes sense to you. If not, I can tell you again, let me know. And I'll tell you again in another video. So then I took that, and again I put my pennies over top of that just to make sure that, you know, it would work there. And I didn't move my stamps. So then I took my fabric piece that wasn't, I must have done it before I sewed it down. Took my fabric piece and put it on here and stamped it, and it was right in the exact place I needed it. So I hope that makes sense. I don't know if I explained that very well. And then I added some old Victorian chenille cotton ribbon for my little bow. And over that, I placed some string this string, I just love this string. It came from France, actually. I got it a couple years ago off Etsy, and it was wrapped around this old wood spool. It's missing a little piece there, but I just love it. And I hate to use it, but I've got tons of it, so I do use it quite a bit. And I just like the way that looked. It kind of made it look a little rustic and primitive. However, I tend to be pretty primitive. And by that I mean I have to add a little lace. And I know it's not as primitive as it could be, but I like to make it pretty. So I found these 2 pieces of old lace that I had in my stash. And if you look, this blue is just so pretty. It's a silky blue. I think it's silk thread. And so those I thought went well. I have to sew those down. And I picked up a little of the blue here. And and now the fact that this background is more blue than black really worked well. Then I found this picture. She was in my stash. I have tons of pictures that I've downloaded before Pinterest. And when I want something, like if I want something colonial or primitive, I can look up pictures that I have saved. And I found her. I just loved her. So I printed her out on cotton. And I'm going to just do some stitching around her dress, stitch her down onto this pretty old quilt block that I tacked down. And I thought, wouldn't she be pretty if she had a long skirt? I thought of just putting collaging fabrics here, but I saw this lace and I love this old lace. And I thought it kind of went with the other side. So I've put that down, and I added a little bit more of the blue lace over here to pick that color up. She had apples in her basket, but I put a little flower arrangement there. I did that digitally before I printed her out. And that's about it. That's about where I am now. And this page will get sewn down to this. And this will come over, and now I'll have my next 2 pages to do. So I'm kind of happy that I'm with my progress. I mean, this is good for me. I just want to say, though, that I look at other people's videos, and I had just been seeing the most gorgeous stitching. I think I'm a bit of a lazy stitcher, and I'm not a fast stitcher. So I'm just keeping mine simple, and I guess that's me, pretty simple. But I hope you'll keep up with my journey in making this journal, and I hope I can keep up too. So thanks so much for watching, and have a great week. Bye-bye.